been confirmed that the US Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, will travel to Europe this week for talks on a Gaza ceasefire. Well, with me in the studio to discuss all these developments is Mohamed Taha from BBC Arabic. Mohamed, let's just start with that call from the 100 aid organisations to begin with. Tell us more about what they're saying.
These organisations, Sally, are very concerned about the global humanitarian international system that is based on protecting civilians during war. So they cannot see any indication that this is happening in Gaza at the moment. When you see every single day tens of people dying of hunger, whether they are dying in hospitals because they cannot find enough food, most of them are children. 3 only died yesterday. 3 babies died in Gaza hospitals because they cannot find milk, baby's milk to drink, or they die around the aid distribution centers there are only 4 across Gaza. The UN says there are 1,000 people died around these aid distribution centers, and this global humanitarian system is collapsing.
In the meantime, there is hope, is there, that ceasefire negotiations could gain some momentum. Steve Witkoff said to be coming to add to that.
Yes, of course. There is a little bit unclarity about the destination of Steve Witkoff's next tour. Would it be to Europe, as it has been said by 3 American officials, or the U.S. State Department said yesterday that he is going to the Middle East. So it's not clear what is the coming step of Steve Witkoff. Is it Europe or the Middle East? And why Europe if the negotiations are happening in Doha? But what's clearly is happening, as our colleague Jeremy Bowen wrote an article on the website saying that there are growing concerns amongst the Israel allies that there are indications of practicing war crimes. So Steve Witkoff is doing these negotiations with Europe, especially after that letter that has been signed by 20 European countries.
Well, I was just going to say that because this time yesterday I was having a conversation about the 28 countries who've signed a document to say that this war has to come to an end. Today we've got the 100 aid organisations. This is all adding, isn't it, to the pressure on Israel?
Of course, because what's clearly happening that Hamas showed that they want to end this war. Israel wants the war to be continued at any time that they want to continue. But the point is now the civilians are suffering so much, and a ceasefire should be reached for the hostages, Israeli hostages, to go back to their families, and for the people who are suffering in Gaza from hunger and war to have some ease.
Okay, Mohamed, thank you so much for bringing us up to date.
Thank you, sir.